Hey, what's up, guys? Tater Trader back again with another weekly review. I didn't plan on doing this review because I didn't plan on trading anymore because I was all up in my feelings, man. I felt like a 16-year-old girl or something, man. Not going against girls like that, but I felt like a 16-year-old girl getting left at the prom or something. So I was all in my feelings on Tuesday, man. Like big time. Like I can't even explain how I felt that day. It literally felt like butterflies in my stomach. And it's not because of I lost the money because back in October I lost 10 grand on SPX, right? So it's not my first time losing 10 grand. What was different with this loss was I could have lost it all and whole old money, which, you know, that would have sucked, but this is not my only income, so obviously I could have paid my bills. But to me this is I'm moving towards the business side, right? And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to move was to remove myself from the risk because when it's all me like this, I'll take a lot of YOLOs, right? I'll sell things that maybe the risk doesn't worth the reward, and I look at it and I'm like, yeah, the risk doesn't worth the reward there, but and the reason why, like, I look back at it and I'm gonna show you why I was so upset on Tuesday night, like after I did the video and everything. I'm gonna show you why I'm so upset, right? So this trade right here, this was me last week Wednesday. I think I put this trade on last Wednesday, 150 call on Beyond for $80. Beyond was at like one third, it was at like 132 and falling, right? And I also had the 160 call. They had news on Friday, and I stopped out of them because they had news. Okay? Monday comes around, and Beyond did a little sell at the open. It sell a little bit at the open, and I was like, okay, I'll just sell these 180s since we're gonna go back down, right? So I turned around and I sold. Where they at? I sold these 180s for $40 when the stock was at like 140, and it looked like we are gonna go down. We instantly started going up, and before I could snap, I was already down like $400 on this position. So, and we were at like 160. So I was like, okay, well, if I get challenged on a call, I'll just buy some shares before it passed. So, I already had a plan for it, and my expectation at the time was that I could see it, see it going up and be able to buy the shares. You know what I mean? That was my plan. Okay, I'll see it going to 170. 175 is my trigger point where if it's a green day in the market and everything, I'm just gonna buy the shares and just deal with the trade, right? That was my trigger point right there. That was what I had planned in my mind. But when I came out of my meeting and I checked my phone and I see this thing at 214, like, it completely blew me out of the water. And one of my ways to handle the trade is that this was like my secondary means of handling the trade is it's already past me. I need to buy the stock and then, roll my calls up. Well, I'm already $30 above where my strike is. So that's like way out, so that's going to make it really painful. And then, buying 300 shares at $214, that's 60K, right? We're just using round numbers. That's 60K right there. So now I have my entire account in one stock. If let's say they're cooking the books or something and they go bankrupt, like I don't want to have my entire account in a stock. So, I'm in pre-market and I'm closing all the other trades because I'm in a margin call. So I was selling these right here in pre-market, these other stocks that I have. I just sold them at a loss, right? Um, I was just selling these at a loss, and I'm waiting for the bell to close the calls that I have on them, right? Because these were covered calls. So I was just selling the stocks right here, and then I'm going to sell the calls on them once the bell opens, right? So, I'm thinking and I'm like, this is gonna lock me in really, really bad to where, I'm gonna have to reduce completely everything that I'm trading because I'm gonna have this big position in Beyond. And if the stock falls back, now I own shares at 214. Beyond closed at 177. It even closed below my 180. But I am not in the business of hope and pray. If it doesn't work with my plan or my backup plan, then I need to go. So we didn't push the 250. If we push the 250, I'd have held the shares and I'd have go with my roll up plan, right? That was my backside of if we push the 250, I'll go with my roll up plan. If not, then I'm gonna let the shares go. And I wanted to let the option go, but as I said in my last video, I didn't want to be that naked. So, I took the loss on it. So Wednesday I kind of stewed real bad. I didn't want to trade anything. I wanted to get out of my positions. I was just all up in my feelings on Wednesday, man. Wednesday was just the day after, the day after the incident. Wednesday I was all up in my feelings, and I'm like, man, I need to get out of this account. I don't need to trade anything. And then Wednesday evening I came home and I'm like, when you fall off the bike, you just gotta get up and get back on the bike, and maybe you have to put the training wheels on. You know what I mean? But you still gotta go out there and ride. So, I had a sit down with myself one on one and talk it through, and I'm like, all right, so we need to control the risk reward because the risk reward on this trade was not the best. And if a stock has news, yeah, it might not run one day, but it will run the next day. And they had news the second day, so it's the second day of news that blew the stock out of proportion. Um, and majority of the things that I sell puts on are stocks that are on my watch list that they have news that I can, and you can see I have a pretty big watch list on this side. I try to keep up with majority of these names on here, probably around 80% of them on there. I try to keep up, and I can keep up with their news and see if I like the news and if I think the stock will move. Um, so I looked at it and I said, this trade was not worth the risk reward. Yes, I had the distance that I like, which was around $40 when I put the trade on, but it's just not worth the reward. And then, looking at it that I would have to have 300 shares at that price that is more than 50% of my account. You know what I'm saying? Like if I sell, that's why I limit my puts to three because I don't want to have more than 30K in a trade. So I will not have more than three puts overnight because you saw I got burned on the same Beyond the first week of January with this. So, I implemented that there just to stop me from doing that. If I'm closing some puts out at the end of the day, then I'll have more puts, but I won't bring them overnight. So all in all, I took my hit. Did some more trades for the rest of the week, just to cushion the blow. So, I was up, I think around 1500 from up here. Where did we start? Yeah, from right here. I was up maybe like 1500, and so right now for the month of January, I'm down 5.5K. So, yeah, that's it. Right now with me converting to LLC, so I got the stuff on Tuesday. Should get my EIN, I think it's called, get the bank account stuff scheduled, and then I have my settling date for my options and everything, and I should be able to. I'm probably just gonna wire out of here into my bank, so it takes one day, and then I'm gonna wire from my bank into the next account. So yeah, it should be maybe a week and a half. We'll see. But my week has been, yeah, see right here, tons of fun. So moving forward, just reduce the risk on certain positions that I think are not worth the risk, and try to trade smarter. And hopefully 3 months from now, I don't do the same thing again. That's what I'm hoping. But we'll see. Maybe it's a trend. Make a bunch of money and give it back in 3 months. But I basically gave away my December profits. At least I'm keeping my November ones for now. All right, guys. Thanks for watching my video, and see you guys